Sundays used to be a very different day to the rest of the week. One day we could all relax, we could see friends and family, we could go to church. It's all changed. Should the Sabbath be a day of rest? I mean, Christina, we've gone beyond the point of return on this, haven't we? I mean, you know, here you are, you've got a deadline for tomorrow, you've got to write an article, you've got to appear on a wonderful television programme on a Sunday morning. It's not the way we live now, is it?
No, but wouldn't it be nice if the government sent us a message that they didn't think of us only as units of consumption and production and worker bees. Yeah. Just once in a week, we were let off the hook and we could not shop and we could not work and actually concentrate on the whole self. On each other. And on each other. Why not?
Is that consensus? We shall find out. We shall find. I mean, Jenny, who on their deathbed ever said, I wish I'd spent more time working and less with my family, less time with my children? Who would ever say that? You know?
Well, absolutely. And also, I recently did a project involving work-life balance around the world. And we are so out of step. It is just absolutely unbelievable. And we have this concept here that, you know, you need to go to work and you work long hours and you work every day and you're stressed out and that means you've made it. And that, of course, is nonsense. It's about working efficiently in less period of time. So that's one issue. The other thing is that we all need to have, I for example, try to do something spiritual every day. Like? I spend a certain amount, be it reading from a book on, you know, reading from the Bible, reading from a book on Buddhism. I meditate every day. It's something that slows me down. And I think that we all need to bring back, and I also pray every day. And I think that we all need to bring that back into our lives to slow ourselves down. And it makes us much more efficient and productive.
Yeah. What do you think about all this, Richard?
Well, I think...
Local entrepreneur, local farmer, local businessman,
farmer, yes.
Go-getter, time is money.
It is, definitely. But the big thing today is listening to debate here and what's just been said. One, my staff have right of choice. I have a young butcher. His wife has gone back to education. She can only do that in the week. And her children can only go to college to be looked after in daycare in the week. So he likes to work Sundays. He asks to work Sundays. Other staff work Sundays. It's not compulsory. On the farm, we have to do it on a rota. Normally, Muggins here gets Sundays because I'm the farmer, the owner of the farm. Those animals have to be looked after. They have to be milked, fed, and done on that side of it. But right of choice. Why is Sunday a religious day? If I want to have some words, whatever my religion is, I can stop in the corner of a field while I'm watching nature and have 10 minutes. If you're driving a car, you pull over, have a break.
But we're also driven these days. We're also, Michael Schluter, do you remember the days of, you know, a few years ago when I was a boy? I remember the city streets being empty on a Sunday.
Yes, it's a lie to say that you can't have a really modern, productive, efficient economy and not have Sunday as a special day, because obviously Germany, France, all these other countries do keep Sunday special very substantially. I think...
They do.
Can I just finish
Wait a second, I'll be right back to you.
Okay.
What, you're saying they don't?
The law in Germany has now changed, and shops can open on a Sunday. Shops in Germany used to have to close at 5 o'clock on a Saturday. But the law has changed in Germany now, as Michael actually knows.
I'm sorry, I have to contradict.
Shops can open on a Sunday.
I don't want to get caught on this because David is actually telling something that's untrue. The Berlin court just said that may not happen and overruled that decision. Let's just get back to the key point. Our lives are very stressed out. We're very pressured with time, and time is the currency of relationship. The one thing you need to develop a relationship with God or with other human beings, with your children, your spouse, your partner, and all the other people you love, the one thing you need is time, and time is our scarcest resource. Now, if we're going to, as a country and as individuals, if we're going to say, actually, it's our relationships that are most important to us as a community, and not just economics, We can have both but we have to have some priorities. Then I suggest that we have to make one day in the week give priority to relationships.
We've got to make a buck, though, Richard.
Otherwise, what will happen is that commercial pressures will run over us. And today, we've got 1.5 million parents working, affecting 2 or 3 million children.
I'm sorry, I'm an entrepreneur, sir. Here in the southwest, 55% of employment is in the public service, and 45% of the rest of us who are working, and entrepreneurs and businessmen, are paying for them. Simple.
Yes.
So I have to work 8 days a week, as I call it, and 25 hours a day. Yes, it's my choice, but all my money I reinvest and create more employment.
But why?
Who do you employ, sir? And what conscience have you got to put back into the pot? Before I open my shop door every day, the government in business tax take £250 a week off me. I have to work 7 days a week to pay it.
The work ethic.
There's nothing wrong with work.
Wait a minute, David, is it the work ethic we're talking about here?
I think we need to go back 2 steps.
Well, no, we don't.
Firstly, should the Sabbath be a day of rest? Well, actually, the Sabbath is a Jewish festival, not a religious festival. And secondly, if it were... And if it were...
We had a cacophony of disagreement over here from our friends in the dog collars.
I think he means Christian.
Yes, the Christian church has adopted Sunday as their Sabbath, but it's actually a Jewish festival.
But it's good to relax. It's good to set a day aside in our 24/7 society. We're all going crazy. Mac,
if the Sabbath was a day of rest, we wouldn't be here.
Mac.
Setting aside a day
good point.
in which to take rest or be spiritual is like a sticking plaster anyway. It's the manner in which we live our lives. We're not spiritual on Sundays. We carry with us a way of being, a reverence for life, and a relating to life in that way that we sweep through all of the week. So when Kahil Gibran said work...
The prophet?
Yes.
Well, one of them, yeah.
Work is love made visible.
Yes.
Seems to me something where the whole week is informed in that way, and not something where then on Sunday, and in terms of rest, we take our rest when we need it.
Just to put it into context for people, you work for a social enterprise charity, and you're very much of the opinion that we need to set time aside. Yes, sir. Good morning to you.
Well, I was brought up as what they call a child of the manse, so I'm a Methodist minister's son.
Yeah?
So on a Sunday when I was brought up, it was the least time we ever spent as a family because my father was off everywhere else. But having said that, we talk about having one day that we should work on our relationships.
Yeah.
I try to work on my family 7 days of the week.
Yeah.
I don't need a special day.
Dean of Exeter.
I do think that rest in this is absolutely critical, and that's where the Sabbath began. It began as a celebration of the fact that slavery was finished, and that could be rejoiced in by setting aside a day that was free from work. And that's the critical thing. Because I had 3 years in Barbados some years ago, and what I saw there in terms of a slower speed, a more gentle pace of life, enabled a much greater quality of understanding who you were, how you related to God, and how you related to other people. Now, the rest doesn't have to happen on Sunday.
But this is the developed world. This is the developed world. We're a major economy. Richard first.
Let's change it slightly, sir. Here in the southwest, we call it manana. We are laid back, apparently, to all the people in the big city, and we're having to compete. The retailers, big supermarkets, tell farmers what they're going to do. Not religion, sir. But if we can still have right of choice, when we have our quiet times, have our family times. I have a lot of spare time that I try and make for people around me and staff I employ. But I work with my staff, sir. No, that's the truth. I work and employ people.
UNICEF tells us that Britain has the lowest rating of 19 industrial countries in the welfare of their children. And today, we've got 3 million children who don't have a parent at home, neither father nor mother, because they're out at work. Can't we have one day of the week?
900,000 people in this country work 10 hours plus a week more than they're paid to work as well.
But can't we have one day of the week when we say, look, families and friends must take priority,
which
and
we're going to be, sir?
I don't mind which day of the week, as long as it's a shared day off.
Let me just one thing, Julia, go on.
Let us have freedom of choice here, because the main problem in our society at the moment is that we're all having to work far too hard.
Agreed.
Exactly.
That's agreed.
Yeah.
But I don't want somebody telling me I've got to take Sunday as a day of rest.
You haven't heard the same.
Have you got children? Have you got children?
Just a minute.
If you have children, it needs
You'll
to be
answer that one. Have you got children?
No, I haven't. But the busiest day in my shop for families in a farm